distribution. When we talk about channel of distribution, we talk about the pathway goods move through. But before we define channel of distribution, let us break this word channel of distribution into its components, channel and distribution. Channel and what? Distribution. So when we break them into parts, we combine them to define what? Channel of what? Distribution. Let's talk about channel first. Channel is a what? A pathway. Channel mean what? A pathway where something what moves through. So this can be said to be a channel. Look at it. This can be said to be a channel. This is a pathway. So when we talk about channel, talk about a what? Pathway. A pathway that something moves through. While distribution deals with the movement of goods and services from one point to another. Distribution has to do what? The movement of goods and services from one point to what? Another. So in our concept of channel distribution, distribution means the movement of goods and services from the point of production to what? Consumer. So if we combine these two concepts together, we can define channel of production, so channel of distribution, at the various stages or paths through which products move from the producer to the what? Consumer. The various stages or paths through which goods move from the what? Producer to the what? Consumer. So what are the stages or the paths through which goods produced in the factory move or passes to get to the what? Final what? Consumer. We know fully well that production is not complete until the goods gets to the what? Final what? Consumer. And the only way the goods can get to the final consumer is to follow through the channel of what? Distribution. On our screen, we have some illustrations of channels of what? Production. We have what? Some illustration of the what? Channel of production. This A is what? From the producer to the what? Consumer direct. That's one channel. This is another channel from the producer. From the manufacturer, the goods move to the what? Wholesaler. From the wholesaler, it moves to the what? Final consumer. That's another channel. Then we have another channel where we have manufacturer, retailer, and consumer. In this situation, there is no what? Retailer. So you have what? Manufacturers to the retailer to the what? Consumer. Then we have another channel which is from the manufacturer to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, from the retailer to the what? Consumer. So these are various channels of distribution. But the one we are conversant with, or you are conversant with, is the D option, where it moves from the manufacturer to the wholesaler to the retailer, then to the what? Consumer. Please take note, all of them from option A to D, they are all channels of what? Distribution. So but the one that is much familiar with most students is the manufacturer to wholesaler, from the wholesaler to the retailer, and from the retailer to the what? Consumer. So we'll be looking at the various components in a channel of what? Distribution. The first what? Component in a channel of distribution. From the option D, this is what we'll be taking cognizance of. We'll be looking at this one. From this one, we'll be looking at the what? Components, which are the manufacturer, which is same thing as the producer, the wholesaler, the retailer, and the consumer. So these are the what? Components we'll be looking at. So the component as listed are the producer or manufacturer, the wholesaler, the retailer, and the what? Consumer. Let's talk about the manufacturer. Who is the what? Manufacturer. This is the first and the basic element in the chain of distribution, which transforms raw material or semi-finished goods into finished products. This is the what? First and basic element in the chain of what? Distribution. Please, before I proceed further, channel of distribution simply is also referred to as what? Chain of what? Distribution. So it what is the first and the basic element in the what? Channel of what? Distribution. They are the one that convert the raw materials from the primary industry towards finished what? Products. So, or they are the one that extract the raw material. The manufacturers are the one that was the first and the basic element in the channel of distribution. Then we have the wholesaler. We have the word wholesaler. Who is an wholesaler? An wholesaler is an agent or person who buy goods in large quantity from the producer or manufacturer and sell in smaller quantities to the retailer. Let me repeat myself. Let me reiterate. An wholesaler is an agent or person who buy goods in large quantities from the producer or manufacturer and sell in smaller quantities to the retailer. Like what we have here, this is an wholesaler that is buying from the manufacturer. He is buying in large quantity. He will buy in large quantity from the manufacturer. Then he will not sell in pieces, which is smaller quantity to the retailer. Then let's talk about the function of the wholesaler to understand the concept of the wholesaler better. From the function, we understand the wholesaler better. One of them is bulk purchasing and breaking. The other one is financing function, credit facility role. We have warehousing and storing, provision of information, advertising role, risk bearing, linking role, market research. These are some of the functions of the wholesaler. So let's take a look at each of them. Bulk purchasing and breaking. The wholesaler buys goods in bulk from the producer and break them into smaller components so that the retailer can purchase them. What do we simply mean? That it is the wholesaler that buys these goods in large quantity from the producer. The retailer on his own does not have the financial wherewithal or the financial capability to buy in bulk from the wholesaler, because he has to have various variety of a particular product. So what he simply does, he cannot buy in large quantity from the wholesaler. So it is from the producer rather. So it is the wholesaler that goes to the producer and it will buy in bulk from the producer, so that the retailer can come and buy in smaller quantity from himself. So the wholesaler is bulk purchasing and breaking. It buy in bulk from the producer and it break it into various quantity that the retailer can purchase. Another function of the wholesaler is financing function. Financing function. They sometimes render financial aid to the manufacturer in the form of loans, and also they may also make prompt payments for the purchase for the purpose of ensuring commodity is production. What we simply mean here is that the wholesaler sometimes give loans to the manufacturer, to the producer. For example, when they perceive that there's a need for the manufacturer to get access to loan, or there's threats to continuity in production, what the wholesaler do, they can give loan to the manufacturer so that more of the goods can be produced for their own benefit also. Or they can do advance payments. That is, the company, they might make payment to the company in advance, that if they need 1,000 cartons of a particular product, what the wholesaler can do, they can say, okay, let us pay you the money so they can produce it now. In 3 months time or 4 months time, we'll come and take the product. So they are, by so doing, they are financing the producer. So they finance the producer by either making prompt payment or advance payment, or giving loan to the producer. Another function of the wholesaler is that they give credit facility. They give credit facility to the retailer. The wholesaler in some cases provide credit facilities to retailer by allowing them to buy on credit and make payment on a future date. They allow them to buy in on credit. Want to buy credit facility to buy on credit. So what the wholesaler do sometimes, the wholesaler can permit the retailer to buy on credit. They will sell on credit to the retailer. Sometimes the retailer buys from different wholesaler. So there might be sometimes the retailer might not have enough money to purchase a particular commodity from a wholesaler. Since the retailer has been considered to be credit worthy, that is, he pays his debt as at when due, and without making unnecessary argument, the wholesaler can simply say that, okay, since you are a good customer, you are credit worthy, I will sell to you on credits. So they sell on credits to the retailer, which is credit facilities. They also provide information to the producer about the product. The wholesalers provide information to the producer about the what product. Sometimes when we buy goods from this way, let's assume we buy some products, the producer does not know how the consumers are feeling about the what product. Since the producer is very far from the what consumer, there is a big gap in communication between the producer and the consumer. So where the producer gets this information, he gets it from the wholesaler. The wholesaler collects information from the market and from the retailer, and he brings it to the producer to tell the producer about the products. He can say, sir, this your product that you produce is very defective, it does not last longer, the product is very faulty, consumers are complaining. That's how they bring information to the world producer. Or they can say that this product you brought is better than the previous product, everybody is patronizing it, we need to keep it up. So they bring information to the what producer about the what product. Also, the producers, the wholesaler perform warehousing and storing of what products. Perform warehousing and storing of a product. This picture you are seeing here is a what warehouse of a company, of a wholesaler. This is a warehouse. A warehouse is where goods are being kept. They are being stacked and stored there for what future distribution. So the wholesaler provides warehousing or storage facility that where excess and seasonal products are kept. Where excess and seasonal products are what kept. So the wholesaler will what take these goods from the producer. They will take them to their what warehouse. They will stack them and pile them there. They keep them there till when there is demand for it, then they will roll them into the what market. When the producer produce these goods, they might not, they are usually not enough space to keep them within the factory. There's a need to move them out of the factory for the sake of space. So it is the function of the wholesaler to what take these goods from the manufacturer and put them in their what warehouse. If you go to main market, look at all those distributors, they will tell you that if you want to buy a particular commodity, they will tell you that okay, the commodity is not in my store. No, wait. They will tell you to wait. They will tell you that they are going to their packing store, which is like their warehouse, to go and what bring the product. They will go to their warehouse and they will bring the what product. So that's the function of the what wholesaler. They provide warehousing and storage what facility. They help the producer to what stock the good product, keep it there for the excess product, to awaiting what demand for what the product by what consumer. Another function of the wholesaler is advertising of goods. Another function of the wholesaler is what? Advertising of what? Goods. The wholesaler help in carrying out advertising function on behalf of the producer and what? Retailer. Is helping what? Advertising the product on behalf of the wholesaler and the what? Retailer. Look at it. Let's talk about which phone are we talking about now? Okay, let's talk about Johnny. Johnny is far away China. Far away China. But here in Nigeria, people they are advertising Johnny. Do you think it is China, the company in China that came to advertise Johnny? No, it is the wholesaler that advertised Johnny within Nigeria. So the wholesaler will what? Advertise Johnny. They will advertise the what? Products. So they help to advertise the product for the what? Manufacturer and also for the what? Retailer. So that they will have what? More customer patronizing the what? Product. Then also the next channel of distribution, if we go to our channel of distribution that we are considering, this format, the next we are talking about manufacturer, talk about wholesaler. Now let's talk about retailer, the retailers. The retailers, who are the retailers? A retailer is defined as a person who buys goods in small quantities from the wholesalers and sell in bits or units to the final consumer. The retailer, they buy goods in small quantities from what the wholesalers and sell in bits or units to the what final what consumers. What the retailer simply does, it goes to the what wholesaler, not just one wholesaler. He goes to different wholesalers and he buy goods in what in smaller quantity from different wholesaler, and he now sell in bits or pieces to the what final consumer. A very good example, which you all know, is ShopRite. ShopRite is a retailer outlet. We have different type of retailing and different type of retailing outlets, which is not part of our scheme, but as we proceed, when we get there, we'll look at it. We have different type of retailing outlets. So the retailer, they buy in what bits, smaller quantity from different wholesaler, and they sell in bits or units to the final consumer. If you go to ShopRite, just take a particular section where they sell a particular product. Let's say you are going to cosmetic and cosmology, all those products that have to do with your skin care. If you look at their shelves, you will see different products. You will see Palmer's pomade cream, you will see Johnson cream, you will see Chico cream, you will see, which cream do I know again? You will see, in short, you will see all the type of cream there. Different products from different companies. So they will go to the different wholesaler. They will buy in smaller quantity for the different wholesaler. Then they will now come to the shop and start selling to the final consumer in pieces, or in bits, or in units. Like Mama Shiamaka store in your compound now. Mama Shiamaka store, that's store in front of your compound now. That's a retailer outlet. She goes to the market, she will buy from different wholesaler, and when she buy from different wholesaler, she will come to the yard and start selling to different persons in the compound, different consumer in bits or units. She can buy 2 cartons of Indomie noodles. You can buy 3 cartons of tummy noodles. You can buy 5 cartons of rubies, I don't know what they call that noodle again. Then when you buy those ones in from different wholesaler, you will now come to the compound and you will now be selling one. You know, so we go, you will sell 1 pieces to Noso. Shinedu will go, you sell 1 pieces to Shinedu. That's how you sell, buying smaller quantities from the wholesaler and selling bits to the consumer. Now let's look at the functions of the retailer. The functions of the retailer. We have unit selling. They sell units. They play linking role. They help in stocking variety of goods. They provide credit facilities, provision of information, after sales service, advisory role. These are some of the functions of a retailer. Let's take a look at each of them. Unit selling. Unit selling. The retailer buy in small quantities from the wholesaler and sell in units to the consumer. It is the duty or the function of the retailer to go to the manufacturer or to the wholesaler and buy in smaller quantity. When they buy in smaller quantity, they now come to the consumer and start selling in units. If you go to markets now, go to which market should we call now? Okay, go to relief market. When you get to relief market, go to one shop that they are selling Indomie in cartons. Tell them you want to buy 2 pieces of Indomie, 2 sachets of Indomie, what do they call it? Or 2 packs of Indomie rather, Indomie noodles. They will tell you they can't sell to you because they don't sell in pieces, in units. So what the retailer will go there, we buy like 1 carton, 2 carton. Then you now go to the retailer at your compound or wherever you can find them, and you now purchase in bits. That's how you can purchase your 1 pack or 2 pack of Indomie. Then another function of the retailer is linking role. It serves as a link between the consumer and the wholesaler. The retailer is a link between the consumer and the final the wholesaler. If you look at this diagram here, look at it. These are the consumers. These are the consumers. And these are the wholesaler. So the wholesaler is like the retailer here now. It links both parties together by collecting from the wholesaler and bring it to the final consumer in pieces. So it's a linkage role the retailer is playing over there. Then another function of the retailer is stocking variety of goods. Stocking variety of goods. The retailer help to stock variety of goods. The retailer help to stock variety of goods. So as to enable the consumer to buy a wide range of products from the same retail shop at a given time. They help to stock variety of goods so the retailer can buy a particular different range of products from the same shop at a given time. Just imagine you want to cook stew, and like this shop here, this is whose person's shop now? Okay, this is favorite shop. Let us do this favorite. Sorry, not so shop. This is not so shop. Yes, not so. I meant I snap it there. This is not so shop. I want to cook stew. In this single shop, you can get almost everything you need in cooking the stew. This is granite oil. This is ketchup. this is a bama, this is a baked beans. So all these components, they are what available in the what store. They stock what variety of the product, so the consumer will just go there, get every single thing he needs there to what do whatever he what need. So he stock variety of products for the what help to the final what consumer. Then we have what credit facility what provision. Credit facility what provision. It is the wholesaler. The retailer also sell on credit to their honest and credible customers who can't afford immediate what payment. The retailers sell on credit to their honest and credible customers who cannot afford immediate payment. There are some times you might need a particular product, but at that moment you might not have the cash with you for one reason or the other. The retailer can sell on credit to you if you are credit worthy. Or let's assume after school you get home, and when you get home you discover that your mom supposed to drop money for feeding your lunch, but your mom for one reason or the other they forgot to drop the money for lunch, and you are hungry. You can go to the retail shop in front of your compound or inside your compound and tell the retailer, which is Nosona, to sell some particular product for you on credit, that when your mom come, you will make payment. Since you are credit worthy, they know your parents and you have been paying whenever you buy on credit, they can easily sell for you on credit. That's one of the functions played or performed by the retailer. They sell on credit to credit worthy consumer. Then also the wholesaler provide information to the final consumer and to the wholesaler. The retailer provides vital information about products to the consumer and the market to the wholesaler. It is the function of the retailer to educate and enlighten the final consumer on a particular product. The retailer will tell the consumer, okay, this product, this is how it is, this is how you should consume it, this is how you should use it. So like what we have here, look at this is a retailer, you can see she's on her apron, and this is the consumer that came to buy the product. He has two products that perform the same function. Now, it is the retailer at this point is telling the each of the product or the function of each of the product, why he think this one is better than the other. So the retailer will now provide information to the consumer on which of the commodity to buy at a particular time, why he think this one is better, why this one is not better, okay, what is the characteristics of this one, what is the function of this one. So he provide information to the consumer. Apart from providing information to the consumer, the retailer also provide information to the wholesaler. He simply tells the wholesaler the concern of consumer, the feeling of consumer, how the consumer is reacting to the product, how does consumer react to the price of the product. Does the consumer feel the price is too high or the price is moderate? How does the consumer feel using the product? Is it irritating to the consumer? So this information is provided to the wholesaler by the retailer. Also, one important function of the retailer before I forget, is that the retailer provide after sales service such as installation, repair, delivery of product and services. So these are some of the another function of the retailer. They provide installation, repair, delivery of product services. Just imagine your dad left the compound, the money, and he went to a shop to buy AC, air conditioner. To a large extent, it will be very difficult for your dad to fix it on the wall. So it is the function of the retailer to help to deliver this product from the shop to your home. And after delivering it, they will also help to install the product. Like look at this, my guy here, my friend, is installing the air conditioner on the wall. So it will help the consumer to install the product after delivering it. And in a case there is a need for repair, it is the retailer that will come to repair the product, not the wholesaler or the manufacturer. So the retailer help to install the product. Then the last and the most important in the channel of distribution is the what? Final consumer. This is the last and the most important component in the channel of what? Distribution. The consumer and individual that consume finished goods to satisfy their wants. The people that would make use of what goods. Please take note, production process is not complete until goods produced reaches the final what? Consumer. So no matter how good you are in production, if your goods produced does not get to the final consumer, you have not produced anything, because it's the consumer that will determine the success and otherwise of your what? Product. And it's only by getting this good to the final consumer that we say that you have successfully what? Produced. So production is only complete when the goods get to the what? Final consumer. So for today, we'll stop at this point. In our next class, we're talking about cooperative what? Society. In our next class, we're talking about cooperative society. So thank you for being part of my class. God bless you and have a nice day. Bye.